Hello darlings, in this video I am going to show you how to make a wisdom sock ragdoll. Now I know that I have been saying, I know there's a doll inside of you who's just dying to come to life. Well, I am going to show you how to actually, well, kind of sort of make her come to life. So with me, when I started making the sock dolls, oh, here she is. Here is Wisdom. Like, I didn't plan on making her. Actually, when I made her, she decided, she told me who she was. And she said, nobody wants the Wisdom doll because Wisdom is just not sexy. People want the guy who doesn't call them back. They want the guy who cheats on them, who disrespects them, who they have to go through his phone to see what he's doing. Like, I don't understand why you need a Wisdom doll for that. But it's not a sexy doll. People, they want to finish school, but yet at the same time, they want to party or work a job that will not give them the time that they need to finish school. Like, I don't know. But a Wisdom doll helps you stay in alignment with what it is you really want, to recognize what it is you really want, and to be able to see a clear path to what it is your soul wants to accomplish in this lifetime. So what I'm going to show you how to do is add some gemstones. Oh, I love gemstones. Anybody who knows me know I always have a ton of gemstones. Like, even, I don't mean just what you see, but like talking about like this. Like when I'm teaching in the classroom, sometimes they fall out, and I just have to let people know, like, just sketch it. So for this Wisdom doll, I am going to use a variety of stones, but you can actually Google this information and select the stones that resonates with your soul. Now, I know that there are a lot of people who look for dolls to help them get their ex back or help them get a particular person. I am like 2 billion% against that. I think that when you want to attract your ex or someone who, is in a relationship, or just a particular person, like say you want, John Wayne. I'm just making up a name. That just popped in my head. And you, like, why do you want him? What you want is a person who adores you, a person who respects you, a person who cherishes you. That is what you want. You don't want Peter McGillicuddy. You want somebody who is looking for a person like you. Now, I personally believe that when people go after their exes, or they want to get in a relationship, maybe it's not your ex, maybe it's just somebody you know at work, and you want to do some spell work or some magic work to attract that person. Now, listen guys, I'm a live and let live kind of girl. But in my heart and soul, and this is just me, I think that is spiritual rape. It is. Like, what if your ex want you back? Right? Like, think about all the people that you don't want to be with, but yet they are doing energy work to get you back. Is that cool? No, it's like they're raping you. You know what I mean? So I really believe in live and let live, meaning that I want to align myself with people who resonate with who I am, with my highest good. So, and I want to give other souls, other people, other beings that exact same respect. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to go over a few of the gemstones that I'm using to make this Wisdom doll. But you can use whatever gemstones that feel good to you. Like I said, you can Google this information. Now, what I would do if I were you, I would Google the information, and then let me just place her back over here. I don't want her head to hang over. And then I would go to a rock store. I'm lucky. I live in a state where we have several rock stores. We have a store that's called World of Rocks that is dedicated to nothing but gemstones. And once you have your list, see what speaks to you. Like, I don't know, like there is an energetic relationship between you and your gemstones, and you just go and see what feels good. Like just touch it next to your heart, just feel it, and if it feels good and it has these properties for wisdom, then you want to go ahead. You can click on the link above. I have the information on how to make this sock doll, and then now I'm going to show you what you need to do to make it, to add the stones. So basically, in order to make my wisdom doll, like I said, I made this doll and I didn't know it was a wisdom doll. I thought it was just a sock doll, and she has been next to my computer. I have been afraid to make this doll because I didn't want people to think that I am a witch or that I'm a bad person. And I find that when you don't follow who you really are, you get in a lot of trouble. You get in a lot of spiritual trouble. You get in a lot of physical trouble. Like my face started breaking out in a rash. I started to get this rash around my mouth, around my face. I couldn't breathe. I knew that it was because I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. So here, I'm just going to go over a few of the stones. I need to set wisdom down for a second. So here are my gemstones. I have an iolite. This is a stone of wisdom. It helps you access information from previous lifetimes and experiences, and it puts them in alignment for your highest good for this particular lifetime. Now what I like to do with this iolite, and I have some more, is I like to hold it right here on my third eye. Oh my god, this feels so good. Oh, it feels so good. Like this iolite is a really good stone for anybody who is seeking wisdom. And you don't have to put a lot of different stones. You might just want iolite. And then I have a chrysocolla, which I usually have a necklace, but I think my necklace wanted to break. And this is a chrysocolla, and this is good for your heart chakra and your throat chakra for communication, because when you communicate, you want to communicate from your highest self, your higher self, the part of you that's connected to infinite love. You want to stay in that lane, child. And I also have a sodalite. Now this is a really I love sodalite. This is a good stone for clarity, intuition, knowledge. It's going to help you communicate. Sometimes, child, let me tell you about this sodalite. Sometimes you will access knowledge and you'll think to yourself, did I use the right word? Like, does that work? Is that work? Does it exist? And you go and look, and it really does exist. So you just kind of get access to a lot of information, especially when you're trying to communicate and writing or speaking. Tiger's eye is a good stone for grounding and discernment. Now I have this, I call this my power necklace. I kid you not, this necklace has tiger's eye and petersite. And the first, and I am not lying, the first time I put this necklace on, I had it made, I almost fainted. Like I couldn't, the energy, it was vibrating. It's such a high energy that I literally could not leave the store. I was wavering like this. I couldn't, it took a minute for my body to adjust to the high energy of this necklace, of this petersite and tiger's eye. And after I put it on, I'm telling you, first I slept for like almost, like I said, 2 days, and it wasn't the whole 2 days, but I couldn't, like, I don't know, I can tell when things work, because for some reason my soul wants to sleep. And I think that happens because my soul, my mind, is traveling. It is, working out some things with my guardian angels, talking to some people, getting some stuff together for Cassandra. So anyway, I slept for a couple of days and I was really sleepy. And by the third day, I just started throwing things out. Like I'm talking about, I cleaned in the corners with a toothbrush. I cleaned under my bed. I washed walls. I mean, just big, huge black garbage bags. I would say over 30. I used an entire box, just throwing things away. Clothes, things that I no longer served me. And I couldn't stop cleaning. Like, I literally could not stop cleaning. And my kids can't, like, you know, sometimes they'll touch it and it's like, ooh, they can't even deal with it. So my body has adjusted to this now. But this is my power gemstone necklace. And so I'm, you know, but Tiger's Eye is a really good stone for discernment and for helping you to really say, you know, is this really what I need to be doing? Is this really for my highest good? Yeah. Amethyst is a good stone for, it's for your top chakra, the very top of your head, and it helps you with addictions. It helps you with intuition, clear thinking, and being connected to your soul, like your soul wisdom, you know. And lastly, I have here lapis lazuli. Oh God, I love lapis lazuli. I have a lapis lazuli sphere as well, and for my lapis lazuli, you know what, does not get along with my sodalite. I don't know if they don't like each other, because I think I had my sodalite first, but all I know, this is weird, is that when I wear my lapis lazuli, it stays, but when I put them together, like they don't work. They don't want to be in the same space. They don't, this is so weird. They don't want to be on the same, like I can't put them together. I don't know if it's because they're both, you know, the frequency is similar, and you know how sometimes when you put two magnets together and they'll push against each other. But I thought it was a mistake, but every time I tried to put my big sodalite sphere and my lapis lazuli sphere together, one would fall. I mean, like my lapis lazuli once fell and it literally bounced down the hall, and I'm so happy that it didn't break, but I've learned my lesson. So anyway, this is a good, now I'm not saying that these stones won't go nicely into the doll, but my spheres, I usually wear them right in the center here, sometimes all over. I have stones, gemstones. This is an astrophyllite. Just recently, we'll talk about this in another video, but I was in my boyfriend and I was coming back from out of town, and I had fallen asleep in the car, and he pulled up in front of a gemstone store, and and I just, well, he knows I love gemstones. This stone would not let me leave the store, would not let me go. Like I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it stood for. Like usually I like to know what a gemstone is responsible for, like the metaphysical meaning, but I didn't know. I just know that the stones, like, you're taking it with you, and then finally we'll talk about it later. I know what it's for, and I'm dealing with it. So anyway, here are the gemstones that I plan to use in my wisdom doll. So I've already cleaned my gemstones. Now I'll do a video on how to clean gemstones, but basically this is what I do. I take a cookie sheet, a cookie rack, and I place it over a 9.5, like, you know, those pans that you make, like a cake pan, and I'll put like sage, burning sage, of course, in the bottom of the pan, and I'll put, you know, foil, and then I will put all of my gemstones, because I have several gemstones, and they're all for spiritual reasons, for aligning my chakras. I don't wear gemstones for fashion. I wear them to keep myself employed, keep myself out of trouble, keep my relationships healthy with my children, my boyfriend, my family, keep myself sane. Okay, a little bit of sanity that I have left. All right. So basically what I do is I have the burning sage at the bottom of the pan, the cookie rack, and I put all of my gemstones on top, and the sage is, like, you know, burning, and you can see them come into life. The color starts to come into them. And then I have a singing bowl, like a little metal singing bowl, and I'll take it and I'll just hit it, ding, ding, and I'll just hit it until it feels right, and it cleanses my stones, and they start to glisten, and you can just see them come to life. And when their stones are full, or when they've had enough, you can tell they will start to dull. So I just cleaned these recently. So now what I'm going to do, I am going to hold these gemstones to my head, and I am asking God, and whatever you believe in, by the way, I'm asking God Almighty, I'm calling on Jesus, my guardian angels, my spiritual guides, infinite love of the highest vibration, to resonate wisdom, to fill these gemstones with wisdom, so that I make decisions that are in alignment for my highest good and for the highest good of others. Thank you. And then I take these gemstones to my heart, and I want to feel them. I just want to say thank you, gemstones, for coming with me on this journey. I thank you for resonating vibrating at the frequency of ancient wisdom and truth, for the highest good of my soul and for the highest good of others. I thank you. Amen. So now that I have blessed and charged my gemstones for this particular purpose, what I'm going to do next is take them, and I'm going to place them on the inside of my wisdom doll. So now once you place the gemstones in your wisdom doll, I'm going to tell you, like, I know that people make like voodoo dolls and puppets, and I don't believe in making things that are weird, or maybe people say my dolls are weird, but what I'm trying to say is I try to make something that I am proud to have in my home, have in my house, have around me. I'm not into I don't want to say dark, but I'm just gonna say make your doll with care. Like, don't just make something like, oh, let me just throw this together. No. So what I'm going to do now is this is the back, and I left it open, and I'm going to place my iolite inside of wisdom. And maybe I could just put them all in a little, I think it would be really cool. This is probably a big piece. I probably need a smaller piece, but you guys get the picture. I'm just going to probably do this off camera and sew it up. And if you go to my, to the link above, you'll see how I actually put, sew the dolls together in the whole nine. But I think I need to concentrate, and I don't want anything else to fall. So I hope this video is helpful, and I hope you make good decisions, and I hope that when you think about what it is that you really want, do not think about a particular person. Like, don't think in terms of, oh, I want Peter. No, I want somebody who loves me. I want somebody who cherishes me. I want somebody who is faithful to me. I want someone who adores me. I want you to think in terms of not just how much money you want to make, or, oh, I just want a job. I want you thinking like this. What type of job that you want, a job that resonates with your personality? Like, for example, what kind of mood? I always tell my students this. I always ask my students this. What type of mood do you want the people to be in that you work with? Like, if you work as a pediatrician, then you have to be a person that's pretty cool with crying babies and blood and death, right? And that's cool, because we need people who can do that. If you want to be a teacher, I always tell my students, if you only want good students, then I don't think teaching is for you. You want the students to do their homework and come to school and they're nice and they're clean and neat and like, oh, teacher, and they answer. No. You want the student who needs you, the student who's falling asleep, the student who's hungry, the student who needs additional help reading. That means you want to teach. And all the other students, that's just a blessing. So figure out what it is that you really want, try not to give it a name. Try to list the essence of the characteristics of what it is you're looking for. And you know, there's a saying, people say, what would you do? What would you risk if you knew failure was not an option? Now, I believe the question should be, even if failure was an option, even if you knew you would fail, what would you be willing to risk? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, would you risk having kids? Would you risk saving somebody's life? I think sometimes we think in terms of a safety net, but a safety net is not always, that's not living. Like, we don't always, you know, make the baskets when we shoot the ball, but don't you want to risk it? Even if you fail, right? But anyway, I know there's a doll inside of you who is just dying to come to life, but only you can breathe life into her. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.